The Emirates has transformed and expanded at lightning speed over the past few decades. In what ways has the country changed?
Well, if you talk to a lot of the older generation who were here from before independence, back in 1971, when the Emirates was really just a collection of quite poor sheikdoms. There was a lot of subsistence agriculture, primarily fishing. Of course, before oil as a commodity had been properly commercially developed. So the contrast between back then and now has just been massive. And even in the last 10 or 15 years, or even the 3 and a bit years that I've been here, the landscape is always changing. The construction that's going on, the cityscapes of Dubai and Abu Dhabi in particular, the growth of the economy, the diversification of the economy. So we're not just talking about oil now. So for example, only about 4% of Dubai's economic activity is generated through oil, and a lot of it is done through aviation, tourism and related services, through trade, through the conference market. It's really transformed the UAE in a relatively very short period of time.
So what are the main differences between the local Emirati press and the Australian media?
Good question. Well, I mean, there are some obviously similarities, so it doesn't matter where you are, the media will always have a particular angle, and sometimes fact gets in the way. I mean, these are things that are pretty common. I mean, there's a lot of media here, both Arabic language media and English language media, and all different forms, television, radio, of course social media is very prevalent here as well. I think the media here is, if I could probably say this, maybe a little bit more respectful of authority. You won't get some of the highly critical articles that you sometimes get, or opinion pieces, I guess, in the Australian media that are directed at the government or at political personalities. It's generally a bit more restrained in that sense. But the media is having said that, is very diverse.
Okay, one more question, because we're running out of time. So in the Australian media, news reports about Qatar are often associated with the World Cup bid and migrant workers. How would you like to see Qatar represented in the media in Australia?
Well, I think there's just a general issue that Qatar is not represented very much, and as you say, what is represented does tend to focus on perceived negative aspects of Qatar. I think it would be useful to highlight more of the positive stories that come out of Qatar, that again you have a country that is relatively new, only a bit more than 40 years old, that has achieved a lot in that time. The very fact that they managed to put a bid for the World Cup and to win it, I mean that's an achievement in itself. The development that has gone on there, the fact that there are a lot of people, as you say, who go to Qatar to work, and that's not all bad. I mean, they go there, generally speaking, willingly to work there and to send their money back to their families at home. So there are other angles to the same kind of story, or the other sides of the story, that are probably worth highlighting.